Come, show your face.
No,
They're asking you to show your face. Hello. Sorry, my name is Kwabena. Today we are discussing the difficulties that you go through trying to start a business in Ghana. My friend is Mawuli Oddam. He is into agro processing. His product is actually sorry, soya. He's done it over 8 years now. Every of the difficulties that you can think of, you can see that he has done it. He didn't do it try to get all the corners cut, and handling the people, handling the psyche, handling all the emotional troubles that we all go through trying to build a business here. He's a product of Lagos. He did what course did you do? Animal science. Yeah. Okay, so animal science, now he's into food processing. So you can see the bearing. He knows what he started, and he did that. So Mawuli, you think you have endured, and so what has been your experience trying to start a business in Ghana?
That's what I'm saying. Like I said earlier on, the most important you should look out for is the right kind of people, because a lot of us were reading books that were authored by people in the Western world, and that place the systems are already well placed, and the culture is such that people are already productive. So to say, I'll be sorry to say that, but yes, they are productive. They understand that the business is where the money is going to come from. But you don't find this in a lot of other people, or you will not find that in this part of the world. That is not easy to find. You have to really now scout for the right kind of people, and that is where the difficulty is. How do you get people who really understand the vision that you have?
Okay.
And if you can't really explain that to them, you will not get to anywhere, because they will first you have to really first sell your idea to those who are going to work for you. If they cannot really buy your vision, your workers cannot buy your vision, forget it. You really are not going to go anywhere.
Okay, so what kind of people what kind of people are you talking of? Are you talking of people who finish SSS, people who didn't go to school at all, JS? Are you talking of the graduates, those from Lagos, or
whatever be the case? I will not really pinpoint that the qualification matters though, but the most important thing is, what is the heart of the person? How do you really get people who is really genuinely following what you think?
How do you do that?
That is where the mastery comes to play, because you really have to you really have to have that in mind.
Okay.
If you really cannot get the people tuning, those who are going to work with tuning, to really understand that this is what you want to do, and you still don't have a business, you still have a job.
So you are talking of the heart of your people.
The heart of the people, you have to have the
so heart. You don't look for expertise?
Expertise you look for, but then if the person doesn't really have the right kind of heart for you, where are you going to get the money to pay in case difficulties come up? So the person has to understand the business first, and this is what you want to do, and it's great, because you are talking about people who started the business. If you are starting a business without enough money, because everybody will understand that in this part of the world, once you are running a business, the understanding is that you have money, that is why, or you have the capital, that's why.
Yes, the IRS believes that, the government believes that. That's why when you are registering the business, they take the money before you even start.
That is, I think with time, such things are going to be changed.
Okay.
But this is why we are also talking about this, because a lot of people
come inside.
A lot of people
yes
have got to understand this is where the problem is.
So what has been your interactions with the people you finished college with, the university with, when you decided to say that I want to be in business, and I want to not only just to create a job for myself, but I want to be able to employ 1, 2, 3 people, and possibly be able to grow a business that will employ more people. Initially, how did they take it? Both your friends and say even your family?
This is an interesting question. I think with the family, it depends. Family, no, I don't think I had so much of a problem. But then, your friends who think is something wrong with you. Where is the money at all you want to start the business? And people feel that then there's actually what is your problem? It's just like, okay, he's not really got any job to do, so that's how come he's doing the business.
Okay.
That's how come people understand. Or he didn't get a good job, or he maybe didn't pass well. That's the kind of understanding people really have. If you want to start a business,
Okay.
so people have that kind. You have to always, but you don't have to worry. You have to know what you want, and then stick to it.
Okay.
If you really cannot have that tough mentality, a trained mentality that this is what you want, and go after it, you would really have problems. But I think you should not bother about what somebody says. Just think about what you want, and then you go after it.
What was your experience when you entered the university? I am of the thinking that people don't just start anything by just starting. I think that if you track history, personal history, you will see that there were some kind of choices, some kind of inclination that you tilted, said that by the time that you were about to finish the school, whether it just happened or whatever it is, your life had patterned in a way that you were just going to start a business. And
I think in my case, I had already trained myself. I knew what I wanted to do right from the first year, second year. So I chose courses that will actually equip me after I finished school. So right before school, I really knew what I wanted to go into. But that is where you bring me back to the very thing. Most of us were not really equipped in this neighborhood, this culture of doing business.
okay.
We have read books of the Western world, businesses that have been established in the Western world. But you see, business is not a science. It's not a science. It thrives on a platform where culture is based. So whatever culture the people have is going to be a reflective. It will have a reflective. What would I put it? The reflection to show up on the people. So at the end of the day, the culture we have here is what we see. The underdevelopment is what. That's how come. That's the definition of our culture. Our culture is underdeveloped, and that is how come we are.
So our productivity is
low.
Is just a reflection of the culture.
The culture, so to say. So we've read those books, and then we think, oh, we are okay.
But if you're on the street and you are looking for a book to buy, on the street, I ask the boys all the time. So, where are the Ghanaian authors? And they said, oh, Ghana for no more book, no. Anybody.
You see, in Ghana too, that's what I'm saying. We don't really find a lot, or in this part of the world, we don't have the number of real successful people you can also look up to and just say, okay, I can really follow this person, I can follow that person. You don't really find them easily. And if you find them, they are not in the kind of business world. You find them in the corporate world, and just those ones, I call them well-defined areas. The person is already protected. I'm talking about free-range business, and it's a different world, especially in this part of the world. It's you wake up and you have to think.
Okay.
So it's a different place. So that's it. I think that
your understanding of how okay. So where do you position money? Because that's a big thing for people. People who want to start business want to say that, I don't have money to start the business. And some people are also saving money, hoping that they will start business with the money that they have saved. So
starting business with money you have saved, I think it's a 50-50 chance. because you cannot just say, oh, I'm starting a business, so I will save till that time, the time comes and you start. It's not that easy, because it's all about opportunity. It's better you prepare. Once you know this is the idea, you have to nurture it. Once you've nurtured it, you have to establish it. I don't think you should wait for the right kind of money to come before you start the business. That is why I'm saying that you get back to where I started. I said you have to have the right kind of people. Explain the vision to them, and you can start. It's more important having the people who have your vision at heart.
So what kind of vision did you have when you were starting?
What kind of vision did I have? I wanted to build a food processing. First, I went into large scale farming, and then I decided no, it's easier. Not even easier, but it's more accessible to start the production. That is, you can then scale up easier than the large scale farming, because in that area you cannot really predict